Hi there, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of the Intercontinental Group of Awesome, which is so called because there are folks here in the United States with me, and then across the pond, as it were, in Europe, and we all play games together on Sunday evening/afternoon based on our respective time zones. This will be the next to last session of our hit the streets, defend the block hack that I've jokingly called hit the mall, defend the shops. As we come to the end of the year, we will be bringing this series to a close and we kick off 2021, which will hopefully be a much better year than 2020 was, with Apocalypse World burned over. Now, we're all pretty darn excited about jumping into that iteration of Apocalypse World. And let's see. First, let's do the lines and veils. We have some safety tools. We have a line against sexual assault will not appear in our series. We have veils, meaning that if this happens, we fade to black or quickly cut away. We don't get into the gory details on harm to animals, sexual content, and torture. And then ask first, which means that we may be okay with the content, but please check in with the table before you introduce it. I will also do the same. Those topics are, again, sexual content, ask first. And then if we all agree, then we quickly fade to black. And then just the straight up ask firsts are harm to children, politics, and pandemics. Layered on top of that, of course, is our X card, which means it was a thing that we didn't realize would be part of our session, but we're not here for it. Not interested. Any one of us can X card a thing. I've even X carded things as a GM. Just say, hey, I need to X card so-and-so, or I need to pull an X card. I may ask a question just so that I understand what's been X carded. I will not challenge you. I will not cause you to defend yourself. You don't need to tell us the story. It's probably trouble enough to have to X card the thing. Then we excise it from our play and we continue on. Do not hesitate to use it. Yeah, I've never had an X card cause a game to be anything less than more fun, because your fun and your comfort is more important to me than the story that we're telling together. So, with all of that out of the way, quick announcement that Jan has decided to step out for the last few sessions, focus on some other things, and that's totally awesome. We have an open table here. Let's go through and have everyone remind us of our characters, and then I'll do a quick spin up of what we ended our session with. So let's start on the right-hand side of our character keeper, which means that Sabine, please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm part of the European part of the International Group of Awesome. And I am playing, let me remind myself, I'm playing Brutus Emery, Dr. Brutus Emery, the cyclist, as he's been in the last few years before that, and that is ancient history or not so ancient, who knows. He was Dr. Flux, a super villain with amazing ideas about what the world should be like. And when he was told that maybe, you know what, you could maybe work with the system, kind of, maybe you could change things for the better easier than with weird plots and abducting people and burning down an opera house with people in it, which he then thought was maybe not such a bad idea. So he decided to go legit, became made an actual PhD, had created some patents, invented some stuff, and had a really kind of respectable life, had a wife, had a kid. Then the wife found out about the whole supervillain thing and left with the kid. And then later, after he retired from being a university teacher and kind of an engineer, he met up, I think, with one of his old nemesis, the Peacock, and decided to help them out with the superheroing stuff, and that's why he's the cyclist now. Yeah, reunited with his daughter in a few weeks ago, broke his arm, and that's and also figured out, and also helped take a drug off the street, meeting the grandkid of somebody he killed while he was a supervillain, and now it's now the grandkid is a supervillain as well. But it's still a little of a bit of a problem because he's never stood trial for anything he did as Dr. Flux or anything, and he isn't really keen on doing that. So see how that goes, because you can't kill this grandkid, right? Wouldn't be right.
Would not be right. Thank you so much, Sabine. Jen, you're up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hey there, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Dog, aka Dana Maddox, who also uses she, her pronouns. Dog is a refugee from the Mojoverse who used to run a hover cycle gang through the programming of whatever flavor of the week there was. Dog was pretty popular, but well, living in Mojo World kind of sucks. So when a bunch of superheroes came along and were extremely motivated to leave, Dog pitched in, and now she's been on Earth for some time, doing her own thing. She's mostly rematriculated, although there's still some regular ass Earth stuff that she's like, I don't get it. I don't care. What's wrong with you people? And why don't you have 6 bars of Moji everywhere?
They do, if only they knew where to look. Thank you, Jen.
Only.
Alex, you're up. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, I am happy to be count myself as one of the other Europeans in the Intercontinental Group of Awesome. And I use he, him, and I am playing Rafael Vieira Fernandez, who also uses he, him, and he goes by the Peacock. He is he used to be the leader, patriarch of a family of vigilantes, passed up. No, his mother was the leader before him. And I think now that he's, getting on in years, he's kind of stepped aside, partially willingly, to the younger, more better fit to lead the roost.
Really stepped aside, not to lead the roost anymore. That's
He's
the elder statesman of the roost. He's like a seneschal of the roost.
Yeah. And we are hunting an old ally gone rogue, the Ghost Gunner, and I'm sure we were very close to finding him when the building in front of us exploded.
Sure you were.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much, Alex. Last but certainly not least, Tyler, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Golden Boy, also known as Marty. He is a light controller speedster. Spent a lot of his time in the old superheroing game, from sidekick to independent super, and now kind of refusing to go quietly into that good night. He is a senior super, and really the kind of original driving force on us, making sure we get out there and keep doing things. And he's really kind of enjoying the fact that we seem to be back in the game.
Awesome. We are going to pick up on our, again, comic book page. And the first thing that the readers would notice is that the way the coloring is set up on this first panel, the little dots and everything's made to look almost like newsprint. And this is obviously a flashback. A flashback to a time when Golden Boy was Golden Boy, when he was the sidekick of none other than Tempest Ballator. and the two of them step through one of the time fissures into. They actually step, even though the newsprint is old, it steps into a 1990s, like it says it at the bottom, but it's obvious that this is like a 1960s version of 1990s. So everyone's wearing like Jetson collars and those weird poodle skirts, just kind of almost like someone had done an inner tube on a tire kind of deal. And Tempest looks over at the very young looking golden boy and says, "Well, chum, hopefully we'll be able to find Ghost Gunner in this time."
Golly geez, I hope so, Tempest.
Yes, well, after all the things that Wraith has done to him, it's up to us to save poor Ghost Gunner and that obsidian boy of his.
Where should we look?
We should look wherever we can find ghosts. You know Ghost Gunner, he's all about the themes. Let's find a cathedral. And then we do a quick, turn the page. How is it that the Tempest Ballator travels? 'Cause we know Golden Boy can just run, but when you guys travel into other times, what does Tempest Ballator use to move around?
I imagined he has like a hover chariot. You know, that sort of
That's so
goldy
good.
thing, and maybe like a handlebar, like it's a little like a Segway, but it's a hover chariot.
Nice. So, yeah, we see the spire of the top of the steeple of the cathedral at this fountain. We realize that it's none other than Bedlam, and looking over into the shadows of the cathedral is a small graveyard, and we see the Tempest chariot, the time chariot. Oh, sorry, I just saw a note there. A horse's robot or otherwise. Oh, in this alternate future, like it's all yeah, this alternate 1990s has almost like all the
more the chariot.
oh, the chariot. Yeah, it doesn't have, no, it just floats. I think it's just like a chariot. Like it's shoot, I can totally see it in comic books, but I can't think of any other comic book characters that have that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just a floating chariot, just hovering along. And in this 1990s version of Bedlam, all of the cars are still like the 1950s boats, like really long, but everything cleaner lines, more shinier looking, like everything sparkles a little bit. And when you guys come into this graveyard area, you realize, oh, well, Golden Boy, you can't see Ghost Gunner, and Tempest Ballator doesn't seem bothered in the least. So what does Golden Boy say when Tempest's idea of where to find Ghost Gunner is met with a failure?
Geez, Tempest, it seems like he isn't here.
So what you're saying, chum, is that there is only a ghost of a chance of finding him? Then he pulls out this golden device and he adjusts it a little bit. And then we see this wavy thing. And then there's this like doorway, a ghostly doorway that appears near a mausoleum. And it looks like it actually leads into the mausoleum. And he says, "Oh, chum, someday I'll teach you all that you need to know." And then he opens up the doorway and steps into the mausoleum. And that will be the end of our flashback as that happens. And then we see the explosion again of the warehouse where Raphael and Golden Boy, the two of you, had traveled with young Goldfinch, grandson of Raphael, hoping that you could catch up to Ghost Gunner, only to find that place has been blown up. Goldfinch is like, his face, complete shock. Grandpa, what are we going to do?
We'll catch our breath. looking towards Golden Boy. I mean, that was the best shot.
Well, I can't believe that will do old Gunner in. Matter of fact, you think it was someone after him, or you think he's just covering his tracks?
I mean, with what he's done, I don't know anymore.
Well, there's still a few places we can look.
Marty, hear me out. Could we get him to come to us? Lure him out?
Possibly. Yeah. I suppose it would depend on how we could get his attention.
Well, he seems to have his sight fairly set on one target.
So you think going after him? Or
I mean,
faking a him?
I don't want to bring anyone else into this, so we don't have to.
I agree with you there.
Cool.
I mean,
So
he
the
must be
two,
keeping.
as the two of you are talking, and Goldfinch is of course checking his phone because like that's where the source of all knowledge is, your phone. You hear the whisper, quiet sound of a few thwips, and then you hear the ricochet of one of the bullets that hits the pavement right in front of your motorcycle. The second, the third, the fourth, it's just like a line coming up, and then it riddles across the tire of your motorcycle. Raphael, what do you do?
Marty, get the boy to cover, and I'm starting to run to cover as well while trying to. I'm going to try and figure out the trajectory of that fire.
Awesome.
I've been shot before. I feel like I've experienced it.
Sure. They shoot in. You just run back and forth like I'm going to get you, sucker. No, I'm a soldier, man. I've been trained for combat. Anyway, so that's what you're doing. You're trying to make sure Goldfinch ducks, get out of the way, check to see the trajectory so you know where it's coming from. Oh yeah, Serpentor's chariot. That is the stuff. Golden Boy, what's your reaction when you see those string of shots that take out the tire on Raphael's?
I think I like listening to Rafe. I reach underneath Goldfinch's kind of shoulders and come on, kid, and zip over to cover.
Sweet. So the two of you guys duck out from the motorcycle. Maybe you hop underneath an awning, and that's when you spot the armored figure of Death Urge. And Death Urge is like, he's coming down some kind of weird jet boots that he has. He comes down, he slams into the pavement. We see several cracks to the pavement. And he brings an arm up, and it looks like he's about to fire on you guys again. We cut away from the three of you and Death Urge trying to attack you to Dog and Brutus Emery. So some time has passed since you took out the villainous poor old Lockjaw and the Zarlothians threat. So we pick up with what do we see as you guys come back into the mall? Like you had a few of the aliens that you found down
what
there.
What happened to Lockjaw and Knuckles?
I
Right,
mean,
that's
Parma
you guys
has
get
probably scrambled to the area.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I thought we had agreed to take them with us because they know who I am, and I don't want to them talking to Parma.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
my
that-
question. Is like, is Parma's on the scene? Is that what we see?
Parma
But
can be sure on the scene,
Okay.
yeah, but not these two guys. These two guys we need to stash somewhere.
Yeah, like I think that we have an establishing shot of Parma like taking control of the fixed fountain area, and then another shot of us like seating Lockjaw in a chair in our consult room.
Oh, we brought him to the mall. That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I I think we have two options here. Either we can convince this guy to not talk to someone and let this go, or I can talk to Raphael if he can talk to his son. Because I have to go in if we can. I mean, damn.
Dr. Emery, you have a visitor up front.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on him. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'll go and look at this visitor.
Awesome. So you step around the little cordon off area
Mhm.
where you see standing by the front, right in front of the reception desk, speaking with Esther is Semiramis, your daughter.
Oh. Sammy. Hi.
How's your arm, Dad?
Well, it's getting better. You know, old bones don't heal that well.
I told you.
Yeah, you did.
We could use a few implants and set that bone.
Yes, but I don't want implants at my
You're
age.
such a baby. Dad, why are you going to walk around? How long is it going to take to heal that thing? She walks around the desk.
6 to 8 weeks, the doctor said.
Exactly. 6 to 8 minutes.
I don't want implants. You never know where they've been.
You don't trust me, that's why.
It's not that I don't trust you. I've seen people hijacking these things. I mean, I have done some of that stuff, so I'm not
Again, telling me that my stuff's not shielded.
I'm not telling you your stuff's shielded. Your stuff's probably pretty well
I'm so worried about you, Dad. You're gonna take some time off of this, right? You went right back to work, didn't you? You see the sweat ring around your neck. What have you been doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've been thrown around and I've been shot, so she probably sees more than that.
Yeah, that's true. I see the sweat ring. I see the bruises. What are you doing?
This is complicated. Maybe you can help, or come on. Let me show you something.
Cool. And then we cut to the two of you looking at Lockjaw. Oh.
This is well, pretty much not a very hey, I don't know if you know Sammy, right? That's
Hey, Sammy, we've kind of met, right?
Yeah,
I remember that walk.
It's nice to meet you officially, Dana.
Good to meet you.
I've seen all your videos. You are still huge. Salamanca was a big fan.
Wow. Still?
You know, the classics.
I guess. Been about 40 years. Huh.
Is Hope all right?
Yeah, she's still staying with us up at the house. Getting used to things.
Good. I'm sorry, Dad, you were talking about Lockjaw?
He knows about the whole Dr. Flux thing. But he also was peddling a very dangerous alien drug, and now I don't know what to do.
I can take care of it.
In what way or form do you think you can take care of it?
Somatic reconditioning.
Okay. Tell me the theory behind that in 5 sentences.
We just remove that set of memories, replace it with something more pleasant. let him go. It was like 3 sentences.
Yeah, that was very unscientific, but
I got it.
yeah, but I don't know the theory behind it. How do you remove memories? That's what I want to know.
Memories are just chemically encoded information. Once you understand that code, it's just like rewriting a computer program, Dad.
Oh, okay. Computer program rewriting. That's not what I'm good at. Okay, I'll trust you.
You're always a hardware guy.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. If you can do that, that would solve that problem, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
Man, I was just going to take these guys out into the desert a couple hours and leave. This is way better.
this is way better. Yeah. And we're not taking people out into the desert and leaving them, Doc. They could either die or make it.
Those are the 2 most likely outcomes, yes. She reaches into her purse and like pulls out this weird little box that's got some implants and then a tiny little like flip up keyboard with video display, walks around and jams it into the back of Lockjaw's neck. He jerks.
I'm looking at what she's doing with great interest.
The spinal cord is the best way, and then she's going to start hacking his brain.
It's amazing.
Lordy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know I wouldn't actually leave them to die. I'd mess with their heads and then get them to promise they'd never say anything while they were real dehydrated.
Yeah, of course. Still, this might
still
be
better.
This is better, yeah.
I don't have to be in the desert for hours at a time.
Yeah, and also somebody else couldn't come and dehydrate them even more unless they talked, you know?
Yeah. Plus, I don't take to the heat as well as I used to.
Yes, the desert Southside Beechwood is probably its own volume of comics. Mm-hmm. Sweet.
I love that we have a desert and an ocean.
I mean, that's just like
that's kind of California for you, though.
Yeah.
California's weird.
Like we might have to ride for an hour to get to the desert. It's not like it's like right there.
Oh well,
but
when I was on this island in the North Sea, and there was this fine sand, it was like in the desert. It was hot, and there was sand, and you couldn't really walk because you were just your feet wouldn't have grip.
Right.
And then there was the ocean. That was the reward for trudging through all the desert. But it was like the Sahara.
Yeah.
So, and I'm quite now sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And also, I have to remember that I am often expressing things thoroughly through like America brain, thinking about scale of yeah, you know, we're next to a desert, and by next to a desert, I mean that it's actually a trip to get there, and the desert is gigantic.
Well, yeah, but the truth is, I say I'm next to the Black Forest, and it's the same thing, trip to get there, and it is not gigantic, but it is not small. It's not the Black Forest is not a forest.
Sure. Be kind of cool to go there and just poke around, be a geology nerd.
The desert or the Black Forest?
Black Forest.
Okay, yeah, that's it's nice, but we might poke in the desert around the desert. You know, you can do a lot of lightning experience in the desert.
Ooh.
You know, it's kind of fun. Sometimes you can't just hold everything in, right?
So, I think all of that was out of character.
Ernest, are you saying that you go into the desert to have lightning-based temper tantrums?
I do not have temper tantrums. I need to discharge sometimes. Because of electricity, and my brain runs on electricity, and sometimes I have to get some of the electricity off.
Oh. Excess electricity. Got it.
I assume that Knuckles is also like discarded in here. I imagine that you didn't put Knuckles on a chair. He's just kind of dropped on the floor.
I've also probably got like his fingers locked together with some kind of space cuff.
Nice.
And I assume you've
Yeah.
removed his his big gauntlets, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, we'll see what they can do. I mean, that's a kind of a science project.
They smell. I ain't looking any deeper.
They
into
do
these
smell
than I gotta.
real sweaty. They are not sanitized for your safety at all.
Yeah,
Semi-
that's a project for someone else.
Semi asks, and what are you doing with that guy?
If you could, whatever you call that, process him as well.
Sure.
Now weren't we? We were. Oh, I got to get this out before I get a coffee and distract myself. The Zarlothians.
Oh,
They had
backing.
at least they had backing, some kind of right or some kind of falsified right to dig out underneath this here mall.
Yeah, and it's not couldn't have been cheap building the whole thing down there,
We
right?
got to figure out their stakes in the mall.
Say, Sammy, do you know how about this computer hacking stuff as well as brain hacking stuff?
Not as much, Dad. You should check with Esther. She's really good with that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
You
want me to go out there and give you that time? Maybe just to chat with Esther, see what she can say.
Brutus looks at you like
and
he's
I
totally
pat your
confused.
shoulder. I'll be right back. Let me know if y'all need a coffee or a Julius or anything.
Ooh, yeah. Orange Julius sounds great.
All right.
They don't have them. It's up here, it seems.
Yeah, I think this might be the only Orange Julius left in the state.
Well, there's that.
And then
Every
Doug
time.
walks out and
I look at her, and every time somebody says something about a Julius, I wonder if they're making fun of my name.
I think Simi chuckles at that, and then she sits up on the little conference table and continues hacking away. And then from there, we cut back to Golden Boy and Raphael and Goldfinch all being fired upon by Death Urge. Death Urge, however, the bolts that he is firing this time are not bullets, but some kind of weird energy that he's shooting, I think, at Raphael first. Maybe he's got some kind of logic behind that, like take down the old guy first. Who knows? Raphael, what do you do in response?
Whereabouts is he? Because he came down landing on the street, didn't he?
Yeah, he landed maybe 3.5, 4 meters away on the other side of your motorcycle, but he's tall enough to where you could fire over it.
Yeah. I think I definitely duck to the side. A leg assisted sideways dodge into,
all right,
behind one of the cars.
Give me a super feet roll, and it sounds like you're using your super movement, or I'm sorry, your body modification of bionic legs.
Yeah, so that's being super.
Yep, you're gonna need a good success to avoid getting stunned here.
And I'm using the bionic legs to and feet.
Yes, because it is
one.
Oh my, those feet are not good. Unless by using the bionic legs, you feel like it's tools.
think we may have discussed that idea. I
We
don't
talked
wanna-
about it.
I can't remember where we fell on that.
I think we said using the bionic legs would be tools.
Okay.
So you could use that in a useful fashion, because with feet that's probably
Okay, I'm going to go 7. I'll stick with that roll.
Okay.
I'll,
Tension is in effect,
Yep.
but you only need a good success to dodge out of the way of this.
I got 2 5s and no, 3 5s and a 4.
Nice. Not 1-1. That is awesome. So you dodge out of the way with your bionic legs and something, the brick wall behind you, like there's a small dissipated like energy. It's not an explosion, but yeah, he hits the wall behind you. So you dodge out of the way, and Goldfinch throws some of his bird-rangs towards him, but he quickly
Good boy.
throws a hands up. Ting, ting, ting. Golden Boy, as he's now turning to fire on you, what do you wish to do?
Let's see. I suppose we're going to have to try and take care of. I generally speaking, I try to rush in. That's my modus operandi. So I think I look at Goldfinch. Kid, keep trying to give me a little cover here, and I'm going to rush forward, streaking forward, and my attempt is to get up there quick enough so that I can. Is he using a gun, or is it attached to his armor?
It is attached to his armor. He has like repulsor kind of tech, but he can also like pop out little guns. That's how he shot the bullets before.
Gotcha.
There's a picture of him on the Perilous Foes Row 71 if you need to refresh. He's kind of bad guy Iron Man.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I'm running forward, and with my first pass, as I'm going by, I'm going to attempt to focus in my light energy for a laser to just basically melt one of his hands to try and disable one hand worth first.
Let's see how that goes. I think that will be a remarkable feat. So you'll need 4 pals. Tension's involved, of course.
Yeah. So this sounds like the wild one and super. Is it feet or hands?
I think it's hands because you're going out of your way to attack him, right? You're not just trying to move out of the way.
So that takes me to 7. I'm definitely using my control light.
Yep.
Boy, I'm low on spark.
Yep. You guys definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. You're. Oh, that's right. You did have a flashback, so I'm going to give you a couple spark back for that quick flashback. You did at the start.
All right.
I was thinking that I was going to pull Raphael in, but it didn't necessarily make sense. So.
All right. So I think I'm looking at. Let's see, 4, 9. Looks like I've got 9.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Boom. Oh.
It looks like a Pyrrhic victory to me.
So 4 successes and 3 1s.
Oh, delightful. So what we see then is you run up. What does it look like when you take out this arm of his? You were using your light power and trying to like weld or melt it, or what does that look like?
I think we see me dodging as bullets are ting, ting, tinging around. Zoom, 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 that light spray behind me. And as I get up close to it, I think I kind of reach forward and we see that glow from my hands as I pass by. And when I move past, it's got this kind of melty, where his hand and the stuff for it is just kind of melty goo,
Awesome.
slagged.
Awesome. And he rabbit punches you just once. You dodge out of the way of most of it. Maybe there's a thought bubble of like, you know, if he got me good, but it's enough to send you. Yeah, you send you sprawling across the asphalt, and you move out of the way. But man, that took a lot out of you, and you are currently at 0 spark, which means that you've.
No, I've still got 2 because.
Oh, that's right, because the refresh.
2.
Dang. Okay, cool. So that took a lot out of you for sure, but you still got a little bit of juice left in the tank, and I think that's when Death Urge will say. Sorry.
I only need one of the 2 of you idiots. The kid's dead, though. He's useless to me. One of you will help me find Ghost Gunner.
No, I don't think we will.
Then you're the one that's dying.
And he will fire again towards you, Raphael. What are you doing? You don't need to dodge. Like, this can be a back and forth. So what does this look like? How do you want to try to combat Death Urge?
I think I dodge that. I'm aiming to dodge that first blast, throw my rope thing behind him, like to a street lamp, and then pull myself forward towards the street lamp, kind of like at his head, basically.
Nice. Goldfinch sees what you're doing, and he runs forward and like puts a foot up on the seat of the motorcycle, and he's coming forward with a flying kick, so the 2 of you can hit at the same time.
I'm going for like actually locking my bionically enhanced legs around his head.
Oh wow!
To kind of like a little bit like the Hurricanrana, except without the throw. I'm just going into the hanging off his head to like knock him out. You know, he might have armored suit on, but I got some armored legs, so maybe I'll be able to. All right.
Armor versus armor sounds good.
Yeah.
Tension is involved in the roll because Goldfinch is teaming up with you. That will knock the difficulty down to just a good. Yeah, it's a Black Widow takedown. Yeah, this is only a good, but tension is involved in the roll.
Yeah. Super.
Yeah.
Tools.
Yep.
Highly trained.
Yeah, I think so. You're doing karate stuff. So
give me 8, and I'll put in a spark to get to 9.
Okay. Get out to 12. Come on, get out to 13. Come on, you can do it. You can get higher.
This is probably gonna end badly. I'm just 9. Well, one of those ones we can ignore, but not both.
One of them you may ignore.
Yes, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes is no problem at all. What does it look like as you, helped a little bit by Goldfinch, are able to knock Death Urge down?
I think the kind of kick to the stomach, it doesn't really like hurt Death Urge, but he kind of stumbles back slightly and bends over, which leaves his neck exposed for my legs just to
perfect. Yeah, you're the one
lock around his neck. I'm just like hanging off, and he's like, I think he kind of just like laughs, and then you hear like almost like a whir of mechanical apparatus as my legs constrict, and a creak of the metal. And
nice.
You see my face, sweat pouring off my face as Death Urge kind of just starts to kind of slowly go down to one knee and then just slumps to the ground. It's like,
nice.
I let go of his legs and I'm just lying there for a bit. I put my hand up like, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure, Grandpa? That was great, right? That was great.
Yeah.
Just like Magpie taught us. He looks around like he really wants to high five somebody.
I'm like, I kind of lift my arm slightly towards a high five, and then I just like put it down again. Like, just help me up a second, son.
Cool. He was reaching for his phone to take a picture, but then you ask for help. He grabs, clasps your hand, helps you up, and then he's like, click, 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 taking pictures of Death Urge. Then he's like selfieing with himself in front of Death Urge on the pavement, and then he like runs and puts his arm around you, and he's like, "Come on, Grandpa, come on, abuelo."
I have to share like a little look with Marty, like just like a
rubbing my head.
Yeah.
Hashtag Death Urge. Hashtag Eat the Pavement. Hashtag Roost wins always. Send. Awesome.
We can't keep doing this all night.
Are you sure? Because that was amazing.
You okay, Rafe?
Yeah.
Kind of rang my bell.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my muscles doing the squeezing, but it was my legs cushioning
That's pretty
it.
impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you do a move quite like that.
I've never had mechanical legs before. It's great. I go.
Goldfinch, why don't you give a call to the Bedlam PD? Tell them we got a pickup for them, and I'm gonna go around and just kind of try and like disable his boots, and if I can, fuse his hands together.
Yeah. You got that. So we have like a moment of hesitation as Goldfinch has this like little thought bubble of like, wait, I have to use my phone to like call somebody. But then he steps away and he'll call the cops for a pickup.
I think while you're fusing the wrists together of the suits, I'm like, I mean, we could, we still got that communication thing, don't we? We lay a false trail. We get him to, we get Ghost Gunner somewhere. We make sure we know where he's going to be. I don't know, we lay him some line about, sorry, what is the guy called? The Dr. Peril?
Professor
Peril.
We lay something, some line about Professor Peril being at the hotel suite of the Bedlam Grand Hotel.
Well, we should probably choose somewhere where there's not going to be people.
Good point.
There's the old cathedral.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Could be, we lay in. That was certainly somewhere Gunner was associated with. We can lay in that the doc's going to be there, looking for him.
Cool. I think maybe we cut from there. Like I'd like that as like
a professor, not doc.
Yeah, I know. So you did a really good job. That congratulations. I give you guys a couple spark back for that. I thought that was a good little bit of bonding. And so let's go back to Dog. Yeah, Dog, you were headed out away from the office to pick up drinks for folks.
Mm-hmm.
And
Esther can come with if she wants to. We can put up the gone fishing sign for a few minutes.
Ooh, nice. Esther puts up the gone fishing sign. Your phone rings with a call identified that it's Well, it's someone who's called you before. It's Magpie. I don't know how you'd have that in your phone.
Magpie.
Magpie being Raphael's daughter.
Beep.
So just say Magpie.
Yep.
There you go.
Hello?
Dog, do you have a moment?
Yes, up.
I may need your help. We've run into a bit of trouble. I know that you've dealt with some of the people that are involved in this whole thing. You and Emery, the two of you have dealt with Professor Peril before, haven't you?
Once or twice.
Okay. Well, one of his henchmen nearly took out a member of the Roost, and we're trying to get Ghost Gunner to turn himself in. We can't find him. I'd really like to de-escalate this situation. Is there anything you think you can do?
If you need me to look after some of your family members, I can do that. And if you need me to plant some of these headhunters into the dirt, temporarily, like, I don't do that anymore, then I can do that. But de-escalation has never been my forte. I am good at ending fights, but I am not good at making fights less of a fight.
Understood.
So that all out in the open, and I, take a moment to thank somebody for handing me an Orange Julius, and there's a slurp noise. You need me somewhere?
Let me reach out to a few other people.
All right, you text me an address if you figure anything out.
Thanks,
I
Doc.
can be there in about an hour. Yeah, about an hour.
Okay. Sweet. Then I think Esther.
That was, according to the voice pattern, someone related to Raphael.
Yup, that was Magpie.
Magpie.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very odd given name.
It's her code name.
Ah, she is a hero just like the rest of you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think we got her to pose on one of our posters.
Ah, yes. Oh, one of them definitely would be a magpie famed hero.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Absolutely.
you ever considered putting more dog-like attributes into your overall appearance?
No.
Oh, well, it might be beneficial for identification and advertisements.
You don't think I look distinctive enough?
You look extremely distinctive. However, you don't look very dog-like. Theming, branding, all very important.
Well, if I was out to sell action figures, I guess that's what I'd do. Oh, I'm bullying you, Esther. It's fine. I pat her on the shoulder. Now, listen. Me calling myself dog when I do all of my big old splashy space hero crap, that's just me calling back to some old times. It's an in joke.
I see. Well, now I am in on the joke too.
Exactly. Boy, you are E for effort, Esther.
Thanks.
But I wonder how the other kids from the farm are doing. Well, let's get back to Semiramis and Brutus and see how they're doing. I don't think Brutus asked for a Julius. But we've got the coffee machine. Yeah, we'll just make him a coffee back in the place.
Cool. So we quickly cut back to you arriving. There's a couple panels of Simi who's like typing with her left hand and sipping on an orange Julius with the right. What are the panels of Simi finishing up her work? What do we see Brutus doing?
I think, oh yeah, he's checking his mails because I think I've mentioned this, but he has written a condolences mail to Professor Peril, actually.
Ah, like an actual physical letter?
No, he doesn't have the address of that guy. He has, but I think he has a way of, or maybe it was an actual physical letter. Yeah, that because that was knew some of the old drop boxes where you could reach him, and he sent the letter there. But he left an email address in there where he could be contacted because in the modern times that's just plain easier and.
Nice. You receive an email back as you check, and in the email it says, "Thank you for your consideration. I appreciate it, Dr. Emery. I have taken steps to ensure that the
Does everybody
culprit."
find out who I am?
Oh, well, then would it be Dr. Flux then? You'd know you by
Probably.
Dr.
Yeah,
Flux. Okay, cool.
He can go with Brutus. He knows my first name. He doesn't know
Okay.
my last one.
He'd probably call you Dr. Flux. Maybe he thinks you're Dr. Brutus Flux. Who knows? Sorry, he doesn't know your real name if that's not
Yeah.
a thing you've shared.
Okay. No.
He considers it a professional courtesy not to dig too deep in because the two of you have always seen eye to eye. So it says, Dr. Flux, thank you for your condolences. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. I have taken steps to ensure that the culprit is dealt with. I would recommend that you remain out of Bedlam for the next, say, week or so. Regards, Cyril Prescott.
Oh, that's his real name.
Yeah.
That's something. So now we know that. Very good. So I think, say, Esther, I hear you're good with the computer stuff. Obviously you are, because you have a positronic brain and can think a lot faster than I can, in binary at least. I need two things. One thing, I need to figure out who is financing the Sorolosian lair down in this mall. But before you do that, because that, I think, Doc, would you agree with me that we've stopped the immediate danger of the blue stuff?
I mean, there's probably still a few doses floating out in the world, but
Yeah.
we've cut off the source.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we should mop up the whole operation, but I feel we're not under as much pressure as before.
I think Pharma might do a pretty decent job connecting a few extra dots remaining.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about these guys, that they are actually almost competent.
Almost. Maybe we should reach out to. Ooh.
Esther, we have to work with your laughter filters. That is not, we'll have to do some work, but not now. Because Doc, I have the name of the Professor Peril. I know who he is. And maybe we can figure out where he is. And maybe I don't know if I can talk to him. I mean,
well,
this dude killed.
Just reached out to me seeing if I can help de-escalate. And I told her that I'm good at ending fights, but I'm not so good at making them less fights.
I don't know how you de-escalate something like that. I mean, that guy's son was killed.
Yeah, the only thing I'd have for her would be to track down all of the headhunters and put them out of commission for a few.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the underlying problem, which is that we have Professor Cyril and this Ghost Guard guy at each other's throats for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's spilling over.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
and
hot more until somebody dies.
yeah. And I would like to talk to him. I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't help, but I mean, he's old, right? He's like us. I don't know if he's really got the energy, and if he really shouldn't maybe be focused on what he lost instead of
Some
just-
people focusing on this sort of thing, as far as they're concerned, that is focusing on the loss. They're displacing their feelings.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem. I don't know. I probably can't get through to him. We had professional respect. That's all. We're not
Brutus,
friends.
do you want to try to reach out to him?
Yes, of course
Then
I do.
let's do it.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
let's tell the other two that we're doing that, because before we stumble into each other's efforts.
Yeah, I'll message Magpie and make sure she knows. Cool. But I'll wait until we're halfway to Bedlam.
30 minutes later, you send
Oh, we're driving there. Okay, thought we just call them, but
no.
Okay, yeah.
We're taking the bike.
Nice.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're gonna belch on. It's gonna be funny, but it's gonna be fine. Unless, Semi, you said you could put some implants in his arm. I heard some whining about that.
He's implant adverse.
Yes, I am. I didn't like putting stuff into my body. Okay. It's just
Don't they come out when they're done?
the implants. No, they come out when they're done.
Dad, if you want, I can make sure that they are removed once you're done with your special whatever it is.
Fine. Okay, I guess.
She
Well,
closes a little laptop.
I hope you appreciate this.
Leaves a drooling lockjaw sitting in the chair and scoots over, reaches into her purse and pulls out these two like little electrode looking things. And she says, yeah, hold on. And she'll pull out a little hypo and
What are you doing right now?
what? It's a localized anesthetic.
No, with these thingies. What are they? And
They're
I will be
implants.
I will just be a terrible patient. I will not want to know.
She
Respect.
she calms down and very clearly just talks about these two implants will be on either side of the broken bone. They create a basically an electromagnetic shaft that you should be able to manipulate with your powers, but it will set the bone and hold it as strong or stronger than any of your other bones. And then she then proceeds to like stick you with the hypo, and then she tests by having kind of flicking your fingers, and when you don't react, she then slices open with this little multi-tool thing, and she'll stick those little electrodes in, and she pulls up a little remote, and she maneuvers them into place, and they latch onto your bone, and we see some cool like inside the body technology cartooning going on in the comic book, and then this like energy field is created around the bone that kind of forces all the pieces together and properly sets the bone. And
that was kind of gross. Cool.
Love it that you appreciate it.
She whips the little tool and like cauterizes the wound. You don't feel any of it, but you should. And
I am complaining.
By the time you reach Bedlam, the sedative, the anesthesia should wear off and your hand will have full functionality, Dad.
My hand has full functionality. These are nerves that are in there. If I want them to react, they will
all
react.
The nerves, Dad. You're fine. You're fine.
What?
Stop being such a baby. Go fight crime or something.
I wave at her with my sedated hand because these are electrical impulses and I control these. So
Nice. Just refusing to seem weak. That's awesome.
Just
Cool.
another slurp on my Julius, because this is amusing as heck.
So you
Glad
guys,
somebody is amused.
and the last bit in this scene is the two of you hopping onto Dana's bike and taking off for Bedlam. Let's take our mid-game break.
Can we get
Go
some
ahead and
spark
pause.
for this interaction?
You know what? You should. I'm going to give both of you 3. That was a good long scene with quite a bit of encouragement back and forth.
I
So.
also need some spark because I was pretty much.
All right, cool. So we'll take our break here. Cool. We're back. We pick up with, again, not a 90s version in a weird future forward flashback, but the spire of the cathedral. It obviously showing a bit more age. We see that one of the gargoyles from before that was pristine and new is now chipped a few places. And we see on the back of its neck, there's a little spray painted thing that says, Batman was here. And then we come down to see the 3 of you, Goldfinch, Raphael, and Golden Boy arriving. So is this a thing, Raphael, where the motorcycle had the ability, like a fix a flat thing, or did you guys travel through some other method to get here?
I think I was like, well, we're going to have to do something else. And then the kid was like, no, you've not used one of our vehicles for a while. And then just like press the button on his phone and the tires just go back up.
Yeah, it's like
Self-sealed,
Black Condor
reinflates.
insisted on that.
Yeah, there's like just this hiss of some sort of air supply just refilling the tire, and it just rises back up onto suspension. And yeah,
I love it. That's awesome.
Huh. Okay.
So they pull up behind you, Golden Boy, and sure enough, you're in the graveyard that we saw in the flashback. Now there's more ivy on the rail fencing outside, the kind of wrought iron fencing on the outside. The number of the graves, the headstones, are covered over quite a bit with dust and the like. What are you doing, Golden Boy?
Now, Alex, had you suggested that we leave some sort of breadcrumb trail for Gunner to come here?
I think the gist of what I was suggesting was that we would talk to try, obviously Ghost Gunner's not replying to us, but talk through that communication device that we found out he was listening in. We switch it back on and we basically just say, leave a clue, like tell him to back down, but obviously plant some clue of where Professor Peril is.
That we're going to meet with Peril to try and calm this down, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So as we get there, and after having done that,
do we want to reset the scene? If that's where you guys would rather go instead, that's perfectly fine. I don't want to, force you into an area if you're more interested in laying a trap or something along those lines.
I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe hearing Marty do the trying to talk him down, but laying the trap.
Yeah, that's, laying a trap in this sense really is just getting him there.
Yeah, it's so we can talk to him.
Right.
Or hopefully.
Right. So we sent that kind of message on there, and at the same time getting there, I'm going to try and see if I can stir up my old memory to remember kind of where Tempest went, and just looking through the graveyard to see if there's anything that like maybe I could find an access to him.
Give me a head roll.
All right. I actually took that up a little.
Yeah, sweet. Tension is not involved in the roll, just to find a thing. And I think it's going to be a good difficulty. It does not try to make it easy to find. this.
So that's normal and head. So there's 4. And think I could probably use my light powers to shine around in here and get better detail.
You did remember that there was some kind of something to do that was refracting the light. So yeah, I think your light powers might help out here.
Okay, that gives me 6 dice. Not a great roll, but a good enough roll, I think. So, 6 die. Go. Wow. That's 4 successes.
Wow, that is pretty awesome. So sure enough, you troll through your memories, remember where the mausoleum was, and then use your light powers to reveal this door that exists right into the mausoleum. Evidently, this mausoleum is totally fake or something, and you trolling your memories remember that, at least in an alternate timeline, that was Ghost Gunner's sanctum sanctorum, his ghost cave, for lack of a better term. So yeah, there you are. You've got the door. It's doesn't have a keypad, but it does have a lock on it. What's the plan?
I'll kind of move back to Goldfinch and Rafe. Are you trying to hide, Rafe, or are you?
I mean, the plan is just to get him here.
Right. So I'll move back. Rafe, I think I know how to get one of the old hideouts. I think I found that. As far as way back in the day when I was still kicking for Tempest, we made a jump. It was another time that Gunner was having some troubles, and he brought me to his, I don't know, the ghost grotto or whatever, and I think I found where the entrance is.
Well done.
Should we go in? Should we knock? Should we wait and see if he shows?
I mean, if there's a chance he's there, let's check it out before he runs again. But out of character, we've kind of seen that your actual relationship with Tempest is it no?
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen. I mean, I bet you know. I mean, we're close enough that you probably have thought to your mind, God, that man was horrible, and you've met him. He's a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably at least get like a when you mentioned him, you'd like to.
We all had to deal with stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Some people are better at taking care of their kicks than others. I'll kind of pat you on the back.
I just wish I could have kicked for you, Abuela.
I mean, what do you call this?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let's check out Ghost Gunners.
Cool. So
don't touch anything.
Okay. Got it. How do you guys want to get through the door? What's the plan? Brute force? Try to figure out something about the lock?
Can I phase through it and open it from the other side?
We could certainly try.
Let's see. I mean, he's a ghost guy. Maybe he doesn't block it from intangibles.
Ooh, that's true. Well, it turns out this will be for your attempt to enter a typical role, but tension's involved because you're phasing through solid objects or semi-solid objects.
Okay. Super. This is movements of feet.
Yes, I think so.
All right. So that's 7. Ghost form.
Yep.
8, 9. And this is typical. Oh. Well, then I think I'll roll with 9.
I think you should.
Probably knock myself out. That would suck. I get knocked out on the other side of the door.
Would it?
I got 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Wow.
7 successes.
Awesome. So you phase through, step on the other side. You see that there is a camera pointed right to the entrance. There's a set of stairs heading down. There are no lights on. And you can easily open the door from this side, no problem whatsoever.
I think as the door opens, you see Peacock lining up a kick, ready to try and boot down the door, and then it's just there's
And
a
we see,
whir as he kind of
right behind
down,
Peacock is Goldfinch, who's also lined up to do a kick just like his grandpa.
Oh, that'll work, yeah.
No need to do property damage. Let's I'll snap my fingers and glow up so we have some light.
Cool. Kink, 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 kink. It's the stairs heading down are just those metal single, thing on a framework, right? So it's not poured concrete or anything like that. It's very industrial. Yes?
Got my hand up, just trying shielding myself slightly from Marty's lights.
I love it. Those golden arches, golden light going on. And you step down, you see that this is a proper layer. There's a lot going on here, from the accoutrement of trophies from old villains defeated in the past to even bigger trophies for the costumes of sidekicks that he's had, including the sidekick of his most recent one who passed, and also the Obsidian's older costume is there. They're kind of in these I don't know what to call them, but it's like a glass tube that's rounded on one end kind of deal. And there is this huge set of monitors and screens. You can see that you can flip, they're currently powered down, this thing is down, but you can see that it's obviously he can use it to keep sorry, the comment on what that is I don't know if that's true, but that's pretty funny. So anyway, there's 30 different displays of varying sizes and a big control board, and then kind of a kitchenette set up. This is the place where Ghost Gunner, this is his lair, this is where he is. And as you guys are moving inside and checking things out, you don't see Ghost Gunner here. You don't see in the area where he's a little locker. His guns are gone. His costume is gone. There are backups, but it's pretty obvious that whatever he was using currently is used. And then you hear a woman's voice. Well, you're not what I expected. And stepping into the golden light, the gold making her not look quite as sterling, is none other than the silver and white themed ninja you'd heard about, who has a staff built off stolen plans from Dr. Flux, known as Sterling.
I've got the dagger up and then just slightly lower it. Sterling.
She peers at you for a second. You're not in peacock costume, so she doesn't really seem to know you, Goldfinch and Golden
Did
Boy.
we establish a history? I don't think we established history, not between Peacock
She's a
and her,
nemesis of Magpie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you definitely know Sterling, but she doesn't know this old man who's standing here right now. There's no reason for violence. I assume you're here seeking Ghost Gunner as well.
I take it you didn't find it.
No, I have been waiting for him to arrive.
How'd you find this place?
The girl doesn't reveal her secrets, Golden Boy.
She recognizes Golden Boy, and I need better branding. I got a boy on the
You're
Well,
not in
Goldfish,
costume, Ray.
You're not in costume, Abuelo.
Well, some of us don't carry their costume with a flick of a switch, and
I'm sorry, I'm at a
it's time
loss.
to get into that.
And you are?
The
Are you the
peacock.
swell? Oh, the peacock. Magpies.
Yeah, magpies.
Oh, maybe we should fight.
Gotta look at the two.
Goldfinch steps in front of you. Raphael says, "You better not." She just rolls her eyes.
You are a little outnumbered.
True. And you are extremely fast. It would be a challenge.
Look, before we start trashing this place, and I mean, come on, this is a classic hideout. I mean, one little glance to really admire it because it's just a beautiful thing. Before we start any nonsense, what's your business here?
I'm a hunting ghost gunner, of course, just like you. But I
And once you
assume
find
you're
him?
you're not here for the bounty, though. Why are the two of you looking for him?
He's an old friend. We'd like to see him. Well, this is a sticky situation, and it's better handled, I think, by old comrades.
Let's not add more blood to this.
Well, it would be fun to defeat you, Peacock. I have no quarrel with the three of you. Apologies, Goldfinch.
I pat him on the shoulder, like, it's okay.
You know what he's done, your friend. This sticky situation, you're referring to the fact that he murdered Professor Perril's son.
And he has to pay for that crime.
He does.
Just not the way I think you're planning.
Well, there's actually a bonus if I retrieve him alive for Professor Perril's pleasure. I'm aiming for that.
He'll face justice just like any other criminal.
I don't profit from justice.
Well, you could stay here and we could send you to be cellmates with him.
I don't like that option either. You're not really offering me the best options, Golden Boy.
How about just be on your way? You'll get another run at it, I'm sure. I think it's our turn for the moment.
One last turn.
These kids.
Silver and gold joke goes here. That's good. Says, well, obviously, he's not going to come back here. What say we agree to disagree, and I'll leave.
I think that makes sense.
She nods curtly, and then she'll cause her staff to kind of shrink down to where it's nice and place it over her back, and she'll walk right out of there. What do? Let her go?
I turn to Goldfinch like, Goldfinch, use doohickeys, check for bugs. That one's not going to leave so easily.
You want me to stop her? I can take her. I can take her, Abuela.
She tangles with Magpie. Give it a year or two before you tangle with that level of dangerous.
Kind of does this like half eye roll.
As he starts going off to check for bugs. Rafe, should we have let her go?
Like I said, she tangles with Magpie.
I think the three of us could have handled her.
My legs hurt.
Yeah.
We've been at this all night.
All right, then. Well, I suppose we should look and see if there's anything in here that can help us find him. Of course, we know it's already been gone over once.
It's true, but she doesn't know him like you know him.
True.
So let's have either of you head to Brainiac's, make a head roll, see if you can find some kind of clue to where he might be.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, I mean, head roll. Well, this is being normal, I think, which I have the slight bonus on.
You're kind of detective-y.
Yeah. Head and highly trained.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Pretty flexible with these. If you feel like the highly trained is also trained as detective, then I'm okay with that.
It's not my first time doing it. I'm not saying that he's like the world's greatest, but you know,
he's not the world's greatest detective.
No, but he has done it reasonably regularly and vaguely competently. So 3 to 5, 7. Okay, let's.
Oh, lucky for you, tension's not involved. All right, that looks like 2 successes to me.
Yeah.
Which said it was a good difficulty, if I remember correctly. So that is a stymie. All right, cool. So you guys are digging through things. You find that it's obvious that things have been moved. That likely, as you suspected, Sterling went through all of these things. She didn't toss the place. She just very precisely, carefully went through everything that she could get access to.
Can I suggest a spot that might hold, like possibly hold things? The costume of, do we name the sidekick that got killed by Professor
I think it was
Perry?
Rocket Boy, if I remember correctly. I could go back and
like some sort of hiding space behind
Kid
under
Rocket,
the costume.
maybe?
Kid Rocket, that was it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you check behind Kid Rocket's jetpack, and yeah, you check behind Kid Rocket's jetpack, and you see that there is this little slip of paper that says Cyril Prescott, and it lists an address. So we
Ghost
cut
Gun's
from
got an
there.
address. Oh,
We cut from there to Brutus. How are you riding? Is there a sidecar for Dog's cycle, or are you riding behind?
I do have my own bicycle. I can ride my bike,
Can you ride that fast?
of course. I mean, I'm a mad scientist. Of course, I can ride that
That's
fast.
awesome.
I've
So is it one
watched
of those where
this
your feet are
Mojo
on the
bike.
pedals, but you're just zipping along, kind of thing.
I've watched the Mojo bike for years now, and I'll hang myself. I make an attachment so that she can drag me along, and then I can go that fast. I'm wearing a helmet. That should be fine.
Okay, awesome.
But
So-
I want to go on my own bike, please.
Perfectly
not-
fine. No, I love it. I appreciate that. Thank you for lobbying for your desires, because I think that's really cool. And we cut from the strip of paper to the open road, and Dr. Embry, looking at your phone, text from Esther for Cyril Prescott's address. It is a mansion in the ritzier section of Bedlam.
What I
Look at
really
the
would like to know also is the name of his child, of his son, that was killed.
Oh, yes, that totally makes sense. So his given name was Plato.
Poor kid, Plato Prescott. He never had a chance.
He was not taking philosophy classes.
Oh,
Yeah.
who would have thought?
He got into college on an athletics scholarship for rowing, but was
Nice.
never actually on the rowing team.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
come on.
What? Is that
I was
too
gonna-
too good?
I was going to make a joke about Plato meeting broad shoulders. Anyway.
Ooh. Nice. That's better. Okay, we'll say that happened. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, you get that address for Plato Prescott, and
Sorry. Plato's address would be at the cemetery, I believe.
yes, sorry, you get the address for. Thank you.
Mhm.
That is not the words. The name of Cyril Prescott. Yes, the address for Plato is a very permanent address, unfortunately. But yes,
Okay.
you get that.
Yeah, well, we're going to Bedlam anyway, but I can't show up on his doorstep. I mean, you don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to know that we're going there. Let's just talk to Raphael and Marty first before we get into any of this.
Sure.
You're disappointed you don't get to beat him up.
A little bit.
Thought so, but I think this is not the desert dehydration situation.
Like I said, it is better. Takes less time, more certain. You got to spend a little more time with your daughter. It all works out.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Totally forgot to ask her why she was coming by.
Send her an email.
Driving.
Not right now. Eesh.
Yeah, okay. I'll send her a text. That's what the kids these days do. I think.
Oh. Sounds good.
I mean, she put this WhatsApp on my phone. So
Then use that.
yeah. You know what? You're driving. I'm just tagging along. I can send her a WhatsApp right now.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, tell Raphael and Marty what we're doing while you're at it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll send them a text as well. But you know how they are with looking at their phones. And you said we should go to Bedlam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how fast are those bikes going? Are we talking like one of those zip past, and we see the radar gun on the speed trap guy, and he's like 143 or something? Like,
It's fast. It's serious. Like Like when Dog said that she'd make it to Bedlam in an hour, she was adding in like 15 to 20 minutes of I stopped to get barbecue what time.
We see the two like
And
blur
normally it
past
takes 2
tumbleweed,
hours. Yeah.
and something like whips around.
The
Awesome.
tumbleweed goes airborne. The slipstream is just too violent. Goes pew.
Were you guys gonna call ahead to Raphael or Golden Boy then, or?
As I said, I sent them a text we're
text.
coming to Bedlam. We have maybe a discussion. Please tell us where you are because we're coming to you. I know where your phones are. I mean, I've put this thing on Marty's phone and I can totally find that again.
There's totally like a little cutaway to Raphael, just like his phone beeping and him just like picking up, looking at it from both sides, and then just like putting it back in his pocket.
Okay, you guys get a text as you're finishing up. You've just gotten your little bit of address for this Cyril Prescott. Oh, Golden Boy, you know Ghost Gunner pretty well. When he is going to take someone down, what is a mark that he might have left for the Cyril Prescott that tells you, oh, this is a target? Like he's calling a shot. By leaving this behind for anyone who would find it that knows him well enough to know to look there. He's saying, if I went down, this was where I was headed. This is who I wanted to go.
As in, kind of what would he leave to indicate he was going there, or
a calling card that's his next target.
You mean like his version of the board of string with a dagger in the photo?
That sort of thing?
It could be that. It could also be a thing that he used to terrorize villains. Like, I know what you've been doing. This is how I mark so that people know I'm coming for you.
Oh, okay. So sort of the lead up thing so that they know that they're being marked. So it's something they would know.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I did not ask that question well. Thank you for letting me stumble through it.
I think that he'll leave. I think he has his, like custom built ammo for his gun that does all of its crazy stuff. And it has that GG on the side of it. So they'll find one of those somewhere.
Nice. So yeah, you find that along with the name. This is who he's after. Cyril Prescott.
What'd you find, Rafe?
I think this is Peril's address. His real name.
Huh. Well, sounds like Ghost is planning the big showdown. Should we go there? Should we? I mean, I gotta figure one of these doohickeys here. We could try and get on the horn and speak to him.
Is he gonna
Not
listen
that he'd
without?
listen.
No. We got to do this in person if we want anything to stick.
All right. Well, I guess we've got to go protect Peril.
Not where I thought I would be.
Well, honestly, maybe we could take them both down. I mean, it's not like Peril didn't commit murder.
He does deserve to go down hard.
We can do this, Rafe.
Take down a supervillain, a rogue hero. How many bounty hunters? We got the kid. We've got a kid with us. We're not doing it alone.
That's right. Heck, we're big damn heroes.
Already taken down.
Death Urge. That was his name. I Googled it.
That's right. Yeah. Rafe, it's like old times. Hell, you've got bionic legs.
So we see the three of you heading up the stairs to leave Ghost Gunner's Ghost Grotto. I love that. I wrote that down. Sweet. So let's jump to all four of you meeting up. Is that a thing? Is that what we get to see here?
If they're near we will find them, and they
Yeah,
will
you've
see
got
us,
them.
probably see us coming or hear us coming. I imagine the mojo bike isn't that quiet.
Do we suddenly get pulled up alongside while we're driving the Magpie? Oh, is it Raven's
Mhm.
bike? Yeah, it's Raven's
Yeah.
bike. isn't
Yeah, it
it?
was Raven's bike.
Mm,
The Raven Cycle.
yeah, as we're driving the Raven cycle, suddenly.
But you're all three on the
side.
Raven cycle?
No,
Or,
Goldfinch is in the sidecar. Golden Boy is running, and Raphael's driving.
okay. I see. Okay.
Marty always brings his own transport.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's fair
I'm
enough.
sure there's a little radar thing that starts picking up them on the bike, which I don't understand. It's
Ping, ping, ping.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there's a little
I
second
think I'm
display in the
calling over
sidecar.
to- yeah.
Bueno, there's someone coming up behind us. And then you see that it's Dana and Brutus. So you guys are in you're in the subdivision, the really ritzy suburbs of Bedlam, where the elite and the hoi polloi have their mansions all behind. And then all the mansions, none of them are the cookie cutter kind of. They're all different. They're all behind gates and security with long drives up. And sure enough, there is the one that belongs to Cyril Prescott.
There's a little bitterness on how crime does seem to pay that passes over Marty's face.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think as we're all pulling up, you can see that Rafe he's suited up now. He's doing this properly, and since Ghost Gunner, we've never had that kind of behind the scenes relationship with Ghost Gunner. It's always been business.
Yes, all business related.
I've actually got the old mask. I got the jackets. The rest of the stuff doesn't really fit. So
A little bit of a callback to Boba Fett then.
yeah, it's the
New pants.
yeah.
Well, Brutus is not in costume. He has his bicycle helmet on, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So,
How we want to play this?
Well, it sounds like Gunner's going to come in and try and take him out. If we could catch him before that happens, maybe we could get him to turn himself in.
It'd be hard with all the bounty hunters and Peril.
I know him, Peril. I mean, he's barely. As I said, we had a professional relationship. Maybe I can talk to him. That's why I came, really.
Well, he, Gunner obviously has gone over the line, but he went over the line because Peril killed Kid Rocket. He needs to go in too.
Can I ask you a question? How old was Kid Rocket when he was killed?
Oh yeah, Kid Rocket was like Goldfinch's age.
How old is that?
I think Goldfinch. What did we establish, Alex?
We're talking 15, 16.
Yep, like 15, 16.
So
that's a reasonable
like
age.
Robin. He's like Robin age.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Who thinks that taking a kid that age into a dangerous situation? Do we think that this is a responsible person? Taking a kid that age against a supervillain of Professor Perril's caliber, and I'm not saying what Peril did was right, but I'm saying don't take a kid in somewhere like that. You don't do that.
You give them a training.
That is not training. Training is when you use rubber bullets. Training is when there is no actual danger of being killed.
I think we're talking coleslaw when what's poisoned is the turkey right now. They're both bad. But only one of them is the course of discussion. And I don't think we're going to get much progress made here at the end of Peril's driveway.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Goldfinch drops to speaking Spanish to you, Raphael, and he says, well, I don't know what this guy is saying, but it doesn't make any sense. This is how you sidekick. This is the way.
I very much want to say this is the way. He says that in Spanish, yes.
Yes, he does. He does say it in Spanish. He's trying to remain respectful of his elders. But he's super hot under the collar about this.
That Raphael says, this is the way.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Well.
And this like
Ghost Gunner, he's
silly
been,
side eye.
You guys been after him for how long now?
2 days.
Feels like 3 weeks. I think you can tell that Raphael is pretty disheveled and bruised, and
We've encountered a few folks along the way.
Sounds like it. Sounds like he's slippery and he's steps ahead of us. We should be where his goal is.
Yeah, maybe we should grab a hold of Peril. I think that he should be facing justice as well, and that's sort of what we do.
You can hope all bounty hunters are out in the city.
I don't think that Professor Peril will let you just do this. And if we go in guns blazing, then we'll end up with lots of people dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think I should go in and talk to him and try to talk him down.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and find your Ghost Gunner friend and talk him down. I mean, can't you call him or something? Don't you have a secret drop box where you can leave a message for him?
They've had 2 days to think of that, Brutus.
Yeah.
He's not exactly listening at the moment, but Brutus, if you think you can...
I don't know.
You should go up ahead. I don't like that you're going alone, but that makes the most sense.
Yes.
Can you...
I can link to your...
Can you do a rudeness to his cameras and security so that we can be on the perimeter?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, I'll take them out. That should not be a problem.
All right.
That's just electricity.
I know that takes care of everything but the crying. We got to make sure we don't get spotted.
Yeah.
And then
I'll ring the bell. Yeah. Sure, I'm here because I'm a careful guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see that Brutus has been in a fight before. He has not changed clothing. So.
And I elbow Brutus and smirk and go, aren't you glad you don't have a broken arm anymore?
And I give you a very dirty look. And say, well, that can change. So yeah, I'll take off my helmet. And then I'll take out the cameras and the stuff like that. I'll do that with some kind of gadgety. I'll use my Emma and just do an EMP pulse. He will notice this, so you have a window, right?
Yep.
I think as soon as Brutus is doing the thing, Raphael just grunts and then starts to do the scaling the building with using his bionic legs.
And I'm ringing the doorbell,
Hmm.
basically.
And it's obviously Raphael's still holding, was being a bit surly from that side-kicking comments from Brutus.
Awesome. So the door is actually at the gate. You pull up with your little bike, and there's it's not going to be Professor Peril answering his own gate. So what is it that you identify? When one of the security personnel ask who is calling for Mr. Prescott.
I will
Professor Prescott. Sorry.
Professor Prescott. I will tell him that I am. I'll use my name. Damn it! I am Dr. Brutus Emery. I go way back with Professor Prescott. Ask him about the science conference at the Marriott in Boston in '72. He should remember that.
There's a few moments that pass, and then and the gate starts to open on electric. You feel the electric current, right? But the gate starts to open up, and see there's a long drive heading up to a big water fountain and the mansion behind it. Crime does pay. So, Raphael, you were hoping to sneak in, and what is Dog doing?
Well, let's see. I'm just thinking about the neighborhood layout. I assume that Raphael's sneaking in kind of around the side or front, put him somewhere near like the midpoint of the driveway, and I'm wondering if there's any way for me to ride around to the back of the property, so to speak, and then climb over something there, or in fact, go high.
Going high probably best option, because the way I'm envisioning this place is lots of little cul-de-sacs which are leading off in not really compass directions, but almost 5-pointed stars to these very large acreages of the mansions. So while there might be like a back road, I don't imagine it's like an alleyway as much as some kind of So I think going high is probably the best way to go.
Some other cluster of cul-de-sacs or
And I think they're mostly on like hills, so they have these beautiful views of the city of Bedlam and the ocean and all that good stuff. So, cool.
I mean, as long as going high, maybe ramp off of somebody's parked BMW in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, totally. That sounds good. And then we know where Dr. Emery is going. What is Golden Boy doing?
I think, and I will not have lit up, but I think that I will be staying back a bit. I can always get up close pretty quickly. And I'm trying to see if I'm keeping an eye peeled to see if I see Gunner coming.
Okay, so you're trying to keep lookout from the outside for now?
Yeah, or at least right at the gate.
Okay, cool. So then it sounds like we almost have kind of broken back into those pairs of Golden Boy and Raphael on the outside, and Emery going in with Dana potentially coming over as backup. We'll see how that goes. That sounds cool. I'm into it. Let's pick up with Dr. Emery then. Ride your bike up, and the door opens up as you come up to it. It's double doors, a couple of steps that lead down, big ionic columns supporting the palisade, all that, presentational stuff. But you don't see Professor Prescott. You see a couple of security figures that have come out to greet you. And one of them says, "Would you like for me to put your bike in?"
I think I haven't come with a bike.
You just walked up? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I just walked up.
Nice. Then they would not. They would dispense with such things because your bike's way back there. And they lead you through. So, Dr. Emery, as you're walking into the open very open layout. You see there's a pair of sweeping staircases that lead up to the upper levels, but there's this main room, and it's ostentatious. There's this beautiful chandelier. There's, of course, this very expensive rug of some kind, but there are a few paintings. And what is one of the paintings that draws your eye that maybe you had something to do with? Like, this is a thing, a connection between Dr. Flux and Professor Peril that he has kind of an open display. But maybe it isn't like you guys painting of you two guys together, but something that definitely talks about a time or an experience that you guys had together.
I think it's an abstract painting by a rather, well, by a painter that was famous for doing a few paintings, but not a lot. And it was kind of surreal, abstract, somewhere between Munch and Picasso. And the fact that what connects us with this is that we were both at an auction. He wanted an alien artifact. I wanted some sort of other artifact, and the whole thing was a bit bogus. And suddenly there were guns out, and everything kind of deteriorated. And the two of us, we were both like, we couldn't be arsed to just get into the fight, because we're both not the fisticuffs types of guys. So we both kind of met up in the back room where they kept all the stuff, because if you have a distraction, you can just go and get what you really want, right? And then he had gotten his thing and I had gotten my thing, and then we both saw this painting, and we were both like, oh, I want that. And then we had a discussion who of us should take it, and it looked, for a minute, it looked like we might have a go at each other. And then there was some noise from outside. We were both like, hey, come on, we're just stealing stuff here. We don't have to fight over this. And I said, hey, you know what? You take the painting. I imagine you have a mansion and I only have an airship, and it might fall. So you take it, have my blessings, have fun with it. So that's the painting there. And I recognize that and I smile.
Sweet. So you recognize the painting, and there's a pause as you're looking at it, and then we hear the echoey sound of Professor Peril. He says, a dog's breakfast. There's not a time I don't look at that painting without thinking about you, Dr. Flux. And then he comes slowly walking down the sweeping staircase. You see that he's dressed just like he appears in the Maliverse cast. This very nice black suit, red tie. You see that there's all kinds of gray in his Van Dyke, and he's still a little prideful. He's kept a little bits of hair around the side, but he hasn't dyed it. It's turned almost full gray at this point.
Well, so's mine, and I'm wearing more of a professor's, retired professor's outfit, like all a jacket, pants. It's not, and of course I'm still fresh from the fight, right? So it has some blemishes, I'd say. I haven't gotten to change, so yeah, I'm a bit rumpled. And I say, well, Cyril, it's been a while, but truth to say, I haven't thought much about that time. I've had a life apart from the whole super stuff, you know.
I've seen it.
Surprisingly easy to get out.
I see. Walk with me, Dr. Flux.
You can use my given name. I thought we were at that point.
Would you like something to drink, Brutus?
I'd love to.
And then a very attractive young woman comes in, and she proceeds as he heads into this, not like a study, it's more like a trophy area, right? It's a sitting room. And she heads in and comes up to the little bar, and she'll mix up a drink for you or whatever you ask for. What has brought you to me in such a state? Do you need some help?
No, you need some help. That's why I'm here. I'm very sorry to hear about your son. That was terrible business.
Yes. Yes, you're correct.
But so was the business with Kid Rocket.
Agreed. It was unfortunate.
You killed a child, a teenager.
Ghost Gunner, as he has always done, put a child in harm's way.
That doesn't excuse the harm you did, my friend. It doesn't. It's been bad business all around.
He looks around at all of his riches. Has it now?
Yeah, it has. Because right now, somebody wants to kill you, others are gunning for you, you're hiding from the law. You can't, you're a crook. I'm sorry to say this, and so was I, but right now, I can go out to a university and I can tell them, hey, I want to teach again. And they let me because I've got credentials.
Point 1, Brutus. I own the Bedlam Police Department. Point 2, I have donated more than enough to Bedlam University that they have named an entire hall after me. Teaching for them does not interest me in the least. But it seems that you are pleased by such things, and I won't judge you for it, Brutus.
Thank you.
The woman comes up and she hands you a glass and hands one to him.
Thank you.
This sordid affair should be over soon enough. Ghost Gunner will be out of all of our hair very soon.
That is probably true, and that is as it should be. But I think you won't escape justice, my friend. I'm sorry to say. You won't. And you shouldn't.
That's very rich, coming from someone who was it 284 people at the Opera House that passed away?
Yes.
And have you seen justice for that, Brutus?
I've tried my very best to make up for what I did.
I see. And do the laws of our wonderful state, United States of America, agree with your assessment of?
Probably not.
Then I think justice is in the eye of the beholder, Brutus.
Yes, it's true, but I don't know what to say to you to make you understand that this cycle of revenge and revenge again and killing people, it has to end. It has to stop. Don't you see that?
It will. I have no one left. He took Plato from me. He took my son. You talk about justice. I'm seeking my own justice.
There's very little I can say to you that will make you understand how wrong you are.
Well, Brutus, I appreciate the attempt. If situations were different, I always considered you a friend.
Yeah, me too, weirdly enough.
I hired Sterling, by the way.
Does she still have the stick?
Yes, well, she's tried to have it upgraded, of course, but That hasn't worked out.
Well, look, Cyril, I've tried.
So you come all the way here for a brief conversation and the most expensive whiskey a man can buy, and now you're going to leave?
What
Stay
else
for a
am I?
bit.
I don't want to fight you.
Then don't.
Very well. Let's see where this goes then. To old times, when things were easier.
He holds it up, two ice cubes is the stone kind of thing to keep it cool. Like you guys clink glasses, and then we cut to Raphael dropping from the the gates where you sprung over, and Goldfinch coming right behind you. And as you drop down into the bushes, Raphael, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you're pulled to the side. It's not Goldfinch. Someone was there in the bushes waiting. And you look and you see him.
Sorry, missed that.
You found me. I'm glad you caught the clue, Raphael.
This has got to stop.
It's almost over. He's escalated. And now it's time for Professor Peril to die.
If we were taking him in, if you hadn't done what you'd done, this could have been, I would have been right here with you.
I'll turn myself in after Professor Peril is dead.
You don't get to make that choice. How old was that kid?
He was 15. The same age as when you began.
And was he trained?
He was
Was he part of the life?
Of course he was. I have brought 5 young souls to our good work.
Not that kid. The other one.
Plato Prescott. An insipid, pitiful, selfish individual. His crime was ignorance.
Is that what you take people down for now?
He killed Billy, Kid Rocket. He had a name, Raphael.
Plato killed Kid Rocket?
No. You know who killed him.
I think I'm like, I've got my hand gesturing to Goldfinch, like, don't even try anything.
He's hot under the collar, but he's doing his best to be your sidekick. He's got your back.
I'm not taking my eyes from Ghost Gunner.
Awesome. Golden Boy, you get a text from Goldfinch. It says, he's here. He's right here. He's right here on the other side of the fence. He's here.
I think I'm going to go into my kind of, God, I'm just so bright. I think I'm going to go into my ghost light form and zip over, just kind of beeline straight.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a
thing. You'd find me in that kind of hand towards Goldfinch, keeping him at bay, I think almost like gunslinger style, hand near my rope and dagger, but not launching it or anything, and kind of my eyes kind of going between Ghost Gunner's mask and, well, is it a hood? I forgot.
Oh, let me take a look because we've got him up. He is at J2. So he has like this. I mean, what would you call that? Like it's just a hood. He has a cowl. I'm bad with comic book.
Seems like he's got a
clothing
cowl
names.
and a mask.
Yeah, he's got a cowl and a mask and goggles. Like it's the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
But Golden Boy, when you phase through, you see he's actually pulling back the hood, and you see the long, kind of salt and pepper hair, and it's sweat slick, right? It's the kind of thing where it's about this long, and it has just like this weird little curl to it, and then he pulls the goggles off, and you see the bloodshot eyes. You can see around the circles that you circles around under his eyes, the bags and the like. He reaches and he pulls the mask back. You see there are a number of scars, and he's been through a lot. He looks older than you imagined, frailer than you imagined. Raph. Marty, I'm asking you. I have saved so many people in my life. I'll turn myself in. Just give me this one. You know the world will be better off without him.
I looked to like Marty, like
Gunner, we gotta take him in. We can't just kill folks.
You don't know. He has been arrested dozens of times. He always gets out. Our legal system is flawed. He will not face any kind of justice. So all that is left to me is vengeance. I'll never take another sidekick. I'll never be able to fight crime again. Let me end this. Raph, if he killed that boy, and he looks to Goldfinch, if he killed that boy, wouldn't you go to the ends of the earth to avenge it?
maybe. I'd hope my friends would pull me back from that.
Gentlemen, it's always been about the work.
I don't want it to go down like this, Gunner.
Neither do I, friend. Neither do I. But I'm telling you, if I can't ask for your permission, then I'm asking you to walk away. I know what you're doing in Beechwood. It's good work.
If you just hadn't killed the kid, Gunner.
It was a mistake. Look at my ledger. Look at my life. I have given it to Bedlam. I'm asking for one thing. And Bedlam will be better off.
That's just not how it works. I'm sorry. I can't step down from this.
I understand. He pulls the mask back on. Starts to put the goggles. You know what is about to happen. He's just going to go do this thing.
Yeah, I can prepare myself for a fight, but I don't move in before he's ready. It's still, there's still that between us.
Golden Boy, what about you? Are you following Raph's lead and just letting Ghost Gunner suit up?
I'm following Raph's lead on this, though
I
Go ahead.
was going to say, I look to Goldfinch and say, I'm just like, dog could probably use backup.
You can see Goldfinch is like, he's sweating. He's filled with like all kinds of adrenaline right now. He's ready for a fight, and he's not entirely sure what you're telling him at this moment. He's like, is that code for punch him right now? I'm not sure. I think I'm supposed to leave, but why would I leave? And are they letting me do this? I don't understand.
As soon as word gets out that Ghost Gunner's here, there's going to be an awful lot of bounty hunters coming to knock down this door.
We cut from that very statement. Dog, you're in your bike. You want to fly over? Is your plan to land on top of the mansion? What is the approach? What's your plan?
Once I'm on the roof of the mansion, I'll probably just take a quick appraisal of my surroundings, see if there's any evidence up there that, somebody else has also had this idea.
Cool.
Quite frankly.
There is not someone else on the roof, but you see the jet boots of someone that is blasting their way here. I don't know if your eyes are good enough and I'm imagining this is like dusk,
Right.
But you quickly would recognize the cyborg known as 50/50, and he is basically jetting his way here. Evidently somebody has signaled him that the stuff is going down, and he is making his way.
Well, I don't know exactly who that is, but he's coming straight here, and that's probably a problem. So I'll pull my long arm from the motorcycle, and I'll go flare shot. And just a warning shot. Just a
nice. Not even dice.
Hit you, but you're meant to see it.
Sweet. So it's one of those where you fight a flare and he barrel rolls out of the way, but doesn't fire back. And then he comes over to the roof, and then it's the, Iron Man landing of like the jet boots, the repulsor boots as he comes down, and then he'll look over at you.
Old lady, I don't have you in my files.
Young people these days don't do any research. It's depressing. You're that 50,
wait,
50
I
kid.
just accessed archive.org and found pictures of you. Dog, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you after the bounty? I'll split it with you. 50-50.
Nice, even, fair. No, you should get out of here.
I'm not leaving it to you, dog. Wait. You're a crime fighter. What in the hell are you doing up here?
Fighting crimes. Contract killing's illegal.
So if I worked for the government, that'd be fine?
I don't like it that much either. It's kind of why I'm in that gray area. That's why nobody puts me on a cereal box.
I don't like killing old people. You sure you don't want to stand down?
I'm only old on the outside, kiddo.
I guess I'll be finding out.
You know?
And then he shoots you or shoots at you. We'll see how that goes. You've got some defense, but yeah, it goes from the, are we sure we're going to like, bam, because he has those like mounted things. Yeah, so he does that same time as Ghost Gunner phasing and running across the lawn, making his way towards the mansion. Maybe like Raphael, your hand passes through him for a second, but of course, Golden Boy's there as well. And yeah, I think we get inside the mansion. Brutus, you and Professor Peril. Peril gets notification from the bartender. And she says, Professor Peril, it appears that Ghost Gunner has made his move. Ah, good. So let's circle back around to Doc. You're being fired upon. What do you do?
1 second. Is there any way I can interfere with his move? Because I really, really don't want him to use. He's got mind control powers, right? That's his thing.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can interfere with that? Because I really don't want to mind control one of my friends here.
That would probably be something you don't want to happen. So can you interfere? Yes, he can't easily mind control somebody if he's in the middle of a fight or being punched. Or
I have a better idea. Maybe
do you?
as I've said, the brain is made up of electrical impulses, right? And what Sammy did gave me some ideas here. So I might just fiddle around with Emma and try to mess a bit with his brain waves. Just a little. Not
just a little?
Just a little. Just subtly, you know?
So he's been at this for a while, and his mind is just as acute as it ever has been, which means Dr. Flux Brutus, the cyclist, this is going to be an amazing difficulty, and tension is involved in the role.
And I don't have a lot of juice left, do I? No, I don't.
Does not appear so, no.
So this is gonna be a Hail Mary, right? I'll wait until I see that he actually does something, and then I'll interfere. Because I have the one shot at this, and that's it. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Works for me. Cool. So slide back up to Dog. 50-50 shooting at you. What you want to do?
Well, I want to get out the way and return fire. Naturally.
He's remarkably skilled opponent. You will need 4 successes, and of course, tension is involved.
Sounds right. This seems pretty super
bricky. It's also bricky.
Seems pretty bricky. So that's 4 to start with. Not sure if this is a hands or a feet situation.
It's a hands, I think. While you are trying to keep from being hurt, your defense can cover you a bit there. I think it's more about taking down the threat, right?
So that's 7. Definitely think that highly trained comes into effect for a 9.
Absolutely.
I think super senses motion is a pretty good.
I think it's appropriate.
That's for an 11.
And if you wanted any spark, could I give spark through sending?
Keep your spark. Keep
okay.
Keep it. I'm going to spend one of my own. It's a 12.
Need 4 successes.
All right. A 6 successes and one oof that I absorb with my defense.
Wow, that is a heck of a roll. What does this look like?
So he takes his first little haha conversational drop shot. And somehow Dog was already like, and then just center mass.
And I think he kind of topples over, goes down, topples off of the mansion, slams into some concrete, and we see some sparks and the like. And yeah, that was, whew, he tried to bite the wrong dog there. That is.
I wonder if those guns are always attached to his arms. It'd be hard to wipe his butt like that.
Who says he has a butt anymore?
I mean, his legs meet at some point.
I mean, they do. But who says he has intestines
Okay,
anymore?
that's a closer question.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's cut back to Ghost Gunner running across the lawn. He phased through Raphael, and he is on a desperate run for the mansion. Try to end this once for all. Golden Boy, what are you doing?
Well, I look at Rafe and I say, I'm going to try and stop him. And light up and zoom, heading over there towards him. And I think my action's going to be, let's see, let me look at this. Well, let's test them goggles. Let's at least try and slow him down in the least destructive way I've got. So I'm going to circle to where I can get in front of him and light blast him.
All right. Tension is involved in the roll just from the stress of this situation, the knowing of what you're doing.
Makes sense.
He's an incredible opponent. If you want to blind him, that's what it's going to take.
Okay, so incredible is going to be how many? 5. All
Sorry, 5 successes. 5 4s or better.
So super. I guess hands.
Yeah.
6. Control light. 7, 8. Do I get to bring my movement in?
You had to catch up to him.
All right, that takes us to 10.
50-50 shot.
50-50 shot. Let's go with that.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And
Oh,
2
exactly. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I love you guys. That is awesome. So you run ahead, he glances and he tries to put his hand up over the goggles, but you are too quick, and bam, light flash. Raphael, you knew it was coming. Goldfinch says, "Oh, Abuela, I can't see."
Status side, kid.
Okay, Grandpa, I'll just stay in the bushes.
Goodbye.
But Ghost Gunner is blinded, but then you kind of see through the goggles for a second. He just closes his eyes and he continues forward, hand out, his ears, listening for anything. This is a guy who trained himself to fight with no light whatsoever. He is hampered. Difficulty to take him down will be easier because he is blinded, but he is in no way feeble old man. Raphael, you see that light has caused his phasing to glitch a bit. What are you doing?
I'm going. I'm trying to. I want to catch up and like throw the dagger so it's going to like swing around him multiple times, and hopefully some of that will catch on him, even if he's phasing it somewhere. Then, depending on how many successes I get, I have ideas of how that will look.
All right. It is now a remarkable feat for you. if you want to hit him with those daggers, and that's probably going to take him down.
I'm not trying to hit him with the daggers. It's just that's just the counterweight to the ropes to keep him in place.
Okay. I thought you were trying to
fight
throw
moving
daggers into
further.
his back, and I was like, okay.
I don't know if that affects the roll or not, but the difficulty.
Remarkable 4 is what you need, but if you do that, you will immobilize him.
So super and tools and highly trained.
Makes sense.
So 2, 6, 8.
Tension is involved, right?
8, and I will throw in a spark.
Okay. 9 total dice. Good luck.
Oops. Keep doing the wrong things. One oof gets absorbed, the other one doesn't.
Yep.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
You need 4 successes. I think it's a thing where what does that look like? The dagger carrying the rope, what does that look like as you tangle him up?
Well, I think I'm like running, like all the time the other stuff is happening. I'm kind of running after, using the legs to kind of close some distance. Hand up for a moment as the flash comes, because I know that's coming. And then I think I'm actually throwing the dagger while blinded for the moment. Because I saw where he was, and I threw it ahead. And I might even let go of the rope because it's like, I think it's pretty far away. So, but the counterweight,
Cool. So
it hits and it goes past and kind of just catches him like
nice
around.
And I think it's one of those where he turns and he's Ghost Gunner, so we got to see the gun happen, right? So it's one of those, as he's going, he fires a couple of shots. It's non-lethal, but you get hit right in the shoulder. You've got enough defenses to where you roll with a blow, but that's where you lose one of the oofs. Yes, Peacock Bolas, totally the thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We cut to the sitting room where Professor Peril has pulled up on one of the security camera feeds onto the wall screen, and you guys are watching this, Brutus, and he casually says, Alicia was Plato's boyfriend. Alicia, go outside and drive a dagger into his eye.
And I'm frying his brain, or trying to fry his brain.
Awesome.
Because no, that poor girl.
Yeah, she looks shocked for a second. This is obviously not what she signed up for, but
that poor girl, no, we're not doing that. So I need 6 successes. I'm strategic here because I have waited for the right moment,
I think so.
Right?
You've waited for the right moment. He is concentrating on
I'm super
Alicia.
because frying people's brain is probably super.
I hope so.
3. And I will use Emma, as I've said. So I use gadgetry and I control electricity. So I'm at, let me see, here we were 3, 5, 7. I don't know if I can pull in the perception of electricity into this.
How do you think it applies?
I mean, I don't want to actually fry his brain. I just want him to not be able to use his powers.
Okay. Well,
and I have to kind of guess where I have to hit him, right?
All right.
In his brain. So we're at 9 and I'm using tools. So we're at 13. I'm throwing in a spark, of course, because why not? So we're at 14 and I think tension is involved, right?
Oh yeah.
Damn. Okay. Let's see whose brain I'm going to fry. Roll the dice. Let's see. Okay, I'm frying my own brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm also frying his. 3,
yeah, you are.
But I'm losing all my spark.
You do not lose all of your spark?
I do.
You do. Awesome.
I do.
Yeah.
It's 3 1s.
Yeah, so it you've never done anything like this, right? And it drains you and it hurts. You're not down, but you've lost all your spark. You've lost access to your super and your powers. But you send that snap back onto Professor Peril, and he reaches up and holds his head in pain, and you see a little trickle of blood come out of his nostril, and then he blinks and you see a little bit of blood come out of the right side of his eye as well. What were you going to say?
I'm sorry, Cyril. I can't let you do this.
Brutus, you. No matter.
And I turn to Alicia and say, "Go home, girl. Go home."
And
Don't
she
stay
will
here.
run for the back door. And he says, "No matter. I have people who take care of this for me." And he heads over and he sits down on a little divan, and he looks wiped out, like you just gave him a migraine upon all migraines. Dog, after taking out 50-50, what are you doing? There's some craziness going on the lawn.
Yep.
You see some folks opening the front door. They're coming out with, guns.
Well, that's not cricket. So I think
it's not even lawn darts.
It's not even lawn darts. So Ghost Gunner is running towards the front, has gotten floored, at least for now, by Peacock Bolas. Is that correct?
Yes, Peacock Bolas have immobilized Ghost Gunner for the moment.
Yep. Then, yeah, I'm going to pull up the gun and go stunner ammunition, and then hop from where I'm at to the sort of porch roof portion that I presume in my mind's eye is there, and start taking pot shots at these guards folks.
Awesome. Good. So let's take a quick break here.
Sure.
Sweet. So you have a gun, dog, and you're taking some shots at the security forces running out. That is going to be a good difficulty, but they may fire back. So
very well. So let's see here. Seems kind of bricky. Seems kind of super. Seems kind of toolsy.
Yeah.
Seems highly trained. Gonna leave it at that. That's 9 dice.
Sounds like 9.
Sounds like 9 to me too. Boom. Boom. Oh man, only 2 successes. 3 failures. I get shot up a little bit.
Nice. You get shut up a little bit. You lose some spark as you take out 2 of the 4 security folks on a fail, but they fire up at you, spraying at the roof. And yeah, you have to take cover, and you get clipped a little bit there. Raphael, Golden Boy, there are security folks who be shooting bullets up towards the roof, and once the dog takes a little bit of cover, they're gonna turn and probably try to light you and the person who's currently all wrapped up in ropes out. Golden Boy, what do you do?
All right. I think that I think that I'm going to. How far away are they? Like way far? Or?
They are at kind of a medium range.
Okay. Then I am running towards them, and as I get there, I'm going to try to run by some of them and just shear off their gun barrels.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Difficulty of 3, and if you're successful, they will be disarmed.
Okay. All right.
They
Then
are trying to shoot at you, so I do think this is still a little bit of
well, I will probably go down because I have 1 spark.
oof.
Super.
Yeah.
Hands or feet? Or heart?
I think heart. Yeah.
All right. 6. Control light. 8. I'll go with that then. 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, and that last spark.
Oof. Nice. Okay, so yeah, you shear off all of their gun barrels. Sorry, and that's gonna take the fight out of these guys at this point because they are not about to go up against supers without even having a freaking gun. They're not stupid. They are professional as they turn and beat feet. But you are more than winded, Golden Boy.
Yeah, I think I kind of, that light expenditure, I kind of stumble and slow, and the light fades off of me as I kind of collapse down.
Nice. Raphael, you see Ghost Gunner is trying to, he's got some kind of tool and he's trying to cut his way free of the ropes. Raphael, what do?
Well, he's obviously corporeal at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think after kind of closing most of the distance, I just like, with a limp, just walk over and just kick across the jaw. There's no passion in it. It's just.
Sweet. Yeah. And with a kick of finality, you kick him his corporeal head and that's it. It knocks him out. Those bionic legs of yours were just strong enough to KO him.
Yeah. I take out my phone, twiddle with it for a bit, and just click the family call thing.
Nice.
No, actually, no. Do I call the whole thing? No, I just call Hugo.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you one ring. Dad.
We got into one of those messes that you guys are there to clean up. We can do the clean up.
Drop a. Wait, you don't know how to drop a pin. Okay, where are you?
Bedlam. Professor Peril's mansion.
Okay. We're on our way. Are you safe?
Let's say yeah.
Okay. And he'll hang up. Brutus. You see on the view screen, you see Raphael take Ghost Gunner down. Mm-hmm. Professor Peril can barely see, but he's trying to watch on the screen. Oh, damn. So you're working with them then, Brutus?
Yeah, well, not everybody's nemesis thing turns out like with you and Ghost Gunner.
If only I'd convinced Ghost Gunner to work for me like you did with...
He doesn't work for me. We're just on the same side now.
Well, Brutus, I hate to tell you, but after my lawyers have me freed, I'm going to be taking you and your friends down. No offense, nothing personal.
Well, guess that's your choice then to make. I mean, you can take me down anytime you like. You know who I am now.
I do.
That was the risk I took.
In a way, I admire that. I'll still squash you. But I
Yeah,
admire that.
like you did today, right?
You surprised me. It won't happen again.
Probably not, but you know, we'll see. Future is an open book. I need to leave now before I set something on fire. That was really hard, taking out your brain. My control is not what I like it to be. And you can see the sparks playing around Brutus's head and fingers and everything.
He blinks away some more blood from his eyes.
You should get a doctor to look at that.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Good night, Brutus. You're not welcome back.
No, I assume I'm not.
So, I guess we move to a couple of quick epilogues. We don't have to have everybody do an epilogue because we'll have a session next. But let's talk it through. What do we see? We see, I assume, Parma is going to arrive, but it is a bit like they're headquartered in Beechwood, and Hugo's desperate to make this collar. So, what do we see in the interim? Raphael Golden Boy, what happens to Ghost Gunner? I'm really curious about that.
I might. Do you imagine like it's you and me just like sat on the grass as like all the grass starts to go from something lowering down?
Mm-hmm.
We're just
I like that.
You know, making sure nothing.
You have you have the pea cuffs on Ghost Gunner.
He's still got the bowls around him, and we put him in the recovery position.
Okay.
I think probably Goldfinch there with us too, right?
Pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's taking a few selfies.
Don't have the energy to stop him.
Luckily, you have your peacock mask on, so hashtag peacock is back. Hashtag peacock never left. Hashtag peacock forever. Hashtag the roost.
It might irritate him if he ever saw a Twitter feed in his life.
And Instagram. And Facebook. Even Parler.
He's heard of Facebook.
Sweet. What about for Brutus? And I'm curious, what do we see for Brutus? Dogs taking out the security outside with Raphael and Golden Boy.
I think Brutus goes out. He's kind of sparking still because, no control. It's not a good look. And I think he will go over if Hugo appears and looks at Raphael briefly and then goes over to Hugo and says, I've got to talk to you about something.
To Hugo or to... No.
To Hugo, not that.
Oh,
I look to you. Yeah, well.
Of course, Dr. Emery.
I've come to give myself up. I was not Brutus Emery my whole life. I used to go by Dr. Flux. I was responsible for the death of a lot of people.
I've heard that name. All right. Are you okay?
I can't control the sparking right now. I stopped Professor Apparel in there, and I'm totally willing to be witness to to play witness of for the prosecution for some of the stuff he's done.
All right. Well, we'll bring you in. And then I think, what do we see? Maybe the last thing we see is Dr. Emery getting onto the helicopter, and they're, lifting Ghost Gunner. And yeah, I think they'll take 50-50 with them as well. But they leave behind the security guards. And they leave behind Professor Peril. But then you see the red and blue lights of police cars that are making their way up the long drive and coming this way. So Dog, Raphael, and Golden Boy, what do you guys do when you see Brutus getting onto the Parma helicopter?
I mean, at least I feel I would have gone to take Hugo by the arm and be like, where are you taking Emery?
Dr. Emery just confessed to multiple homicides. I need to take him in, Dad. I'll make sure that he's safe. Okay?
Yeah.
I've got to do my job.
I think I would just draw my hand back without really saying a word and let it happen, but share a confused look with the others.
He says, "Is it true, Dad?" He was Dr. Flux? Is Dr. Flux?
Was.
I love you, Dad, but I have to say I'm disappointed. You taught me better than that. You just look the other way all these years.
I just walked back down the ramp from the heli.
Hugh, we gotta go. And Damien, you see Damien Dillon there. He says, "Come on, this is too big of a collar to let things go." And then the helicopter takes off. We end it right there. Is that where we end scene, or do we have a shot for Dog or for Golden Boy?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to end it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I might, just kind of stumble, up to Raph as he's walking back and just kind of put my arm around him.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, if Dog had the slightest inclination that, inkling that Brutus wasn't doing this of his own free will, she'd probably stomp into the mansion and do some mischief.
That sounds cool. Awesome. I like that. Let's jump into session. I know the game is run a little bit long, so I'll try to keep it quick. Did you class for someone who threatened your neighborhood or someone from your past? I think that is a yes for everyone. Did you protect the citizens of your neighborhood at least once? And we can count Bedlam as a bit of your neighborhood. What do you think? I think so too. Did you defeat a villain or have a conflict with your rivals? Oh, very much yes. So we'll start
so many ways.
Yeah, so many ways. So that'll be 3 XP for everybody. Let's start from the right, going to the left, asking the 2 individual questions. Cyclist, did you struggle with your day-to-day obligations or problems with your age or, I don't know, your past?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Did you support another teammate when they needed you? Definitely. You burned yourself out for them. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay.
5 XP. Dog, did you struggle with your obligations, problems, or your age or your past?
Meh.
I agree. Did you support another teammate when they needed you?
I think so.
Absolutely. Peacock, did you struggle with your obligations, problems, or your age, or problems with your age or
A
past?
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Did
Just
you
have
support
that.
another teammate when they needed you? I think you threw a spark at Golden Boy for at least one of his.
I don't know if I did. I mean, we fought together, but I don't know if we did a.
What do you think, Tyler?
I mean, I feel like he was supportive of. I think we were supporting each other all the way through this adventure.
I agree. That's why it's worded as support, not just did you mechanically help somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm good with
Okay,
it.
then I feel like we kind of relied on.
Five for you. And then did you struggle with obligations or problems with your age or past, Golden Boy?
Oh, yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, I was like, oh, did Tyler freeze? No. Did you support another teammate? You absolutely did as well. So that's 5 for everybody and 4 for Dog. Let's quickly go to stars and wishes. We'll start from the left-hand side. So Tyler, start with, give us your wishes. Hit me with your best shot.
Boy, I don't even know. I would love to see Peril get us have some sort of comeuppance for Peril. I'm eager to see how this all wraps up next time. But this one was so emotional, I really can't think of too many wishes to throw out there.
I'm good with that. Thank you very much. If you think of any more, feel free to throw them in, or if you want to say ditto to any one of them, that's cool too. Alex, what wishes did you have?
Hard one. I would like some of the actions we've taken here to have blowback on Beechwood.
I'll give that a think. And if people have suggestions, feel free in our ongoing chat to throw out suggested blowback on Beechwood. That would be neat. I'd love to see other ideas. Thanks, Alex. All right, so Jen, you're up next. What wishes did you have?
I'd like to feel a bit more connected to what's going on in the next session.
Yeah. Yeah, I also saw that. I definitely want to do some Dana-centered stuff in our finale. Cool. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Cool. Sabine, wishes?
I think I'm pretty good on the wishes. I mean, I wish obviously for Bruce not to spend the last session somewhere detained, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm fine. I mean, I still want that flashback with Captain Peacock, but if it's not happening, then it's not happening. I'm good.
Thank you for reminding me. All right. Do you have any stars to hand out, Sabine?
Yeah, I mean, this was a lot of fun. This was a great conclusion to this whole Ghost Gunner thing. I just loved all the scenes, the talk that Marty had with the Ghost Gunner. That was really lovely, and the whole I don't know, just it's hard to call out something other than that conversation when everything was so awesome and so epic, and the whole fighting things. And I really liked that the bullets had actually an impact, because that, yeah, I don't know. Well, and yeah, I also like the way that Professor Peril was not in any way becoming softening up. That was nice. I like that. He didn't have to. Some people are just bad. And that guy, yeah, that seemed very bad. So yeah, I'm very happy with this.
Good. Jen, do you have any wishes or stars? Stars, sorry. The wishes.
Yeah, stars. Yeah, there was some really good emotional content this session. I thought that Marty and Raphael had some good scenes. I liked that the situation cuts into some of the moral quandaries created by the superhero culture that we live in, and that was pretty interesting, pretty dramatic. I'm saying the same word multiple times, but that's because it fits.
Thanks, Jen.
Mhm.
Alex, do you have any stars stand out?
I'm going to ditto the what Jen said, and specifically I really like the being called on the whole sidekick culture, and I was like out of scene, like struggling to think of what Raphael's justification is, because it's like, yeah, these are kids.
Yeah. You get the feeling that Raphael gets to, well, I was brought up that way, and my kids, and it was the way it.
Yeah.
Goldfinch is like, no, I can't. I'm not giving it up.
Yeah.
Not going back to hashtag boring life.
Yeah. I did actually, by the way, just quickly come up with the kind of his kind of justification was like, well, if Plato was trained, he would have been able to defend himself. My kids at 16 could fight off 3 armed muggers. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed all the Ghost Gunner stuff, and there was quite the Brutus and Dr. Peril scene. It was quite quiet, but I really dug that scene. Like, just, yeah, you got a feel for Dr. Peril very quickly, Professor Peril, and just, yeah, with the kind of brainwashed woman serving drinks, and then, well, whatever level brainwashed she was at the time. Then, yeah, that felt so nasty that. And yeah, I'll only do one more before I start stealing all the ones from Tyler. Brutus turning himself in at the end. Sorry for stealing a really big one, but
That was amazing.
Oh no, sorry, one little one I'll add is the disappointment from Hugo. That hit hard.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Raphael didn't have the words to respond to that.
Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad that landed. Tyler, if you have any stars left, it's okay if you just go what they say.
Yeah, I'm echoing a bunch. I think all of this was extremely emotional. It was really good. Sabine calling out what the kick sort of thing going on is, and it being so very foreign to what Golden Boy thinks of. I thought that the Brutus and Peril dialogue was phenomenal. That was really good, and the turn in at the end was excellent. I liked Ghost Gunner's reasoning, and in all honesty, I think there's something really interesting about kind of, especially in Marty's case, kind of golden age heroes listening to someone say that and realizing they're right, that this guy will probably get away with it. And it was just a hairline thing of Marty saying, okay, go kill him. I mean, it was really that close. It was just a very good argument that hit Marty well. So well put together. And, I thought everything for, staging for this was good. Popping around to everybody, all the scenes really moved and kept, it was very exciting. I liked all the fights. I thought that was cool. We got to see everybody blast on folks and fight, and that's cool. So a lot of fun.
Thanks. I'm glad. Oh, felt good. There was one time that I was going to cut, but then one person had to go a bio break. I'm like, should I put a note in there that I was going to cut? Just so I'm like, no, just keep running the game, Rich. It's fine. You don't need to make excuses. Just keep running the game. But it's definitely one of those, like, I would have totally done it.
I also want to just add to this game. This session seemed to kind of zip along because it really went. Like, I think there was one time I looked at the clock and it was like 9:30, and then next time I looked, it was past 11. Just like flick.
Yeah, this one of those when I looked up, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
this
no
is gone.
problem. It's not a. I'm free most of tomorrow, so I can have a rest.
Awesome.
If need be.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for playing. This has been really fun. I look forward to Apocalypse World Burned Over, but I'm also super looking forward to bringing this this series to a close with you in just a week. It's going to be fun.
Thanks for running, Rich. That was amazing.
Thank you. Awesome. We'll stop the recording here.